In Godzilla we trust.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Hello everybody, how's it going? My name is Mr. Hat, and today we are going to talk about Godzilla King of the Monsters, spoiler free. This movie just came out, and it's set to crush Aladdin's lamp like a fucking bug, in the box office. Now, the first Godzilla movie I was a fan of. I wasn't a fan of it the first time, but the second time, the other day, I loved it. It's pretty good. So, and this movie was in my top 10 anticipated films. So, where do I stand on this one? I was kind of disappointed. And hear me out. This movie was directed by Michael Dougherty, who directed Trick or Treat and Krampus, and wrote Urban Legends, Bloody Mary, the worst urban legends there is. And I think he does some work with the Bryan Singer X-Men movies. So this guy directs horror, and now he's directing this. That's what studios like to do nowadays. They just pick random people that used to do different genres and they throw them into a different genre. Like James Wan did Aquaman, a fantastic job. He's known for all that Saw and Death Sentence and bloody movies and horror, and then James Wan did Aquaman, and I love his camera work and the way he did that film. I can't say the same thing about this one. Now, the positives, the things that I do like about this movie is that I'm a continuity guy. We get a few returning cast members. We get that Rahm Emanuel looking guy from the first one, the Navy commander, I guess. He's in charge of the Navy. He has a very brief role in this movie. And then we get the return of the Japanese guy and his female assistant. And that's it. Those are the few returning cast members we get. But I like that this movie picks up right where the last one left off. And we get to see the fallout from that and what has happened. I think it kind of reminds me of after, what was it, Batman versus Superman. It's look what happened after Man of Steel, and there's a revolt and people are protesting. This is the same shit going on here. They're like, what was that thing that attacked? Who was responsible? They're blaming Monarch, and they want Monarch to be shut down. The CGI was good, once again. I mean, at first, it's hit or miss, especially with that Monarch, I don't know what it was. The caterpillar looking thing at the beginning. That was kind of, but the rest, it was good. The CGI's fantastic as always. The third act is where the monster action really is, all the creatures. And I will say that the third act is fun. It's way better than Godzilla 2014. So that's the part of this movie that holds up above the other one. Just to tell a little personal story going into this movie, the guy behind the desk, as I was getting my ticket, he was like, "Are you guys ready for this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just saw the other one. I liked it. Good visuals. Not too much monster action, but I liked it." And he was like, "Whoa, this one's going to have a lot more. In fact, the characters are secondary." Telling you this right now, that's bullshit. There's a lot of focus on these characters, and they are the worst part of this movie by far. But still being in my positives, yes, the third act, better than the first movie. There's a lot more action with Godzilla. We see Godzilla quite a few extra minutes than we do in the first one. The other one, he's on screen maybe 5 minutes at the most. We see Godzilla a lot more in this one, and he gets upgraded. He's a lot fatter now because he's just been eating nuclear energy or some shit for the last 5 years. He's a lot fatter. He's been working out. And I like the villain he has in this one. In the last one, he had 2 separate villains. In this one, he has this 3-headed monster that shoots lightning bolts out, and it's a formidable foe. This thing looks like it could kick his ass. It does, but then Godzilla fights back, and of course he wins. You know he's going to win going in because there's all this news and articles and, online they're talking about how the next movie is already set to come out next year. So it's like, well, now I know Godzilla's going to live. But I don't think anybody's expecting Godzilla to die walking into it. We all expect Superman to live when we go see a Superman movie. We all expect Godzilla to live when we see this movie. There's over 30 Godzilla movies. But yeah, they're already confirming King Kong versus Godzilla. And after watching this movie, I don't see how King Kong stands a chance. It's set to come out next year in 2020, and there are little moments in this movie that show, what was it, Skull Island? They show you Skull Island, they talk about it half a dozen times, they name drop it here and there. You even see a little glimpse of King Kong at one moment. So I like that. I like that this movie is setting up another movie, and I can't wait for that one. Hopefully it's better than this one. But yeah, other than all that stuff, Godzilla, the action at the end, the cool villain, CGI was alright. That's all I really got to say. The story and the characters, negative. We are in the negatives now. The characters in the 2014 Godzilla, it was a guy and his dad. You could get behind them. They were more real. Decisions were realistic. In this one, nothing is realistic. These character decisions are fucking batshit insane. There's eye-rolling conveniences here and there. They're just MacGyvering shit. There's in-movie devices, like, you know, Jaws: The Revenge. They just make this impossible, not possible device that could never exist. This device that's used for evil. Ooh. But yeah, these characters are just so fucking unrelatable and dumb. The main ones that we're following, we got like the typical, like, a tragedy hits the family, so then the parents divorce because they blame each other for the death of a kid. Seen it a million times. Here it is again. And then there's like a little twist, saw it coming, mile away. And then we get, like, I shit you not, like a James Bond moment. There's all kinds of like little moments of forced exposition trying to explain things real quick just to get out of the way. Like, why is this? I know why. I'll say real quick and then let's move on. But we get this like James Bond moment where like the bad guy, the villain, that was missing from the other one. There is no human antagonist in the 2014 film, but in this one we got a couple of human antagonists. We got this human character who's the biggest monster of all. He wants, or she, wants to wipe out the whole Earth to save the Earth. They give like this big speech and they give you like a whole like slideshow presentation. I shit you not, really a slideshow. It's like James Bond type shit. It's funny. I wanted to laugh out loud. And then like the speech they're giving, it's like 3 minutes long. And it's like, I get it. The more you talk, the less sense you make. You keep contradicting everything you say. Like, I want to wipe out the whole Earth like Thanos to save the Earth. I want to kill everybody. I just want to kill half of everybody. I want to kill everybody. It's like, I don't get your message at this point. But like, nothing serious. Like, this movie's tone is way different than the other one. We got a lot of weird humor placed here and there, and it's like, ugh, that doesn't land. It's like, humor doesn't belong in this movie, I feel like. I feel like this movie didn't need the humor, but it just inserts it here and there. We got that guy from Billy Madison, who is the antagonist in that movie. He's in Cabin in the Woods, and that's all I know him from. Now, let's go back to that villain thing. Okay, I'm sick of this fucking thing. It's the same unoriginal idea behind every villain lately, and that's climate change. We gotta save the Earth by killing humans, because we're just so terrible. It's yet another Hollywood movie about climate change. We're terrible. Let's just slit our own throats and do Hollywood a favor. They obviously want us to die. That's the message I'm getting. Every Hollywood movie I see now is like, we're evil, we're evil, we're evil. It's like, why am I paying you money to tell me that we're all evil? But yeah, it's just yet another unoriginal, like, evil villain motivation. It's like, I'm sick of seeing it. Change it up. Or just don't have it. You don't need it. Alright? We don't need motivation. Just have the monsters fight each other and I can just take my brain out and enjoy that. I don't need this other bullshit. They'll be in like situations where there's monsters literally above them fighting and they're just talking to each other like that's not happening. They're not like frantic when they need to be, or they are frantic in some moments. It's like, that's not enough. You need to be more fucking frantic. There's a monster at the beginning of the movie. When it comes to life, they act like they've known it their whole life and they think they know how to tame it and like calm it down, like it's a fucking dog that just went wild and they're Caesar Milan, like psst, psst. It's like, no, it's a fucking monster, not a dog. You can't just fucking nip it on the neck and like calm it down. And then they're like, let's pet it, let's pet it. It's like, you trust it that much already? The first act of this movie is slow, considerably. And the whole movie is lit dark. Not just exterior when it's actually dark outside. That makes sense. I'm talking the whole movie, for the majority, even interior shots. It's all dark. A lot of it feels very like sci-fi and futuristic, like all these like cool like army ships and stuff, these ospreys. But everything's just dark. There's not that many cool visuals. The other one had a lot of cool action pieces, even without the monsters, and cool visual shots of the carnage. We don't really get to see, like, we don't feel a real impact of like what all this damage is, or like what it's caused, or you know how many people are dying. We don't even see people die really. There's like one moment where we actually see a few people like fly in the wind and like get killed. So there's no real impact. It's like, I feel like all this damage is happening, but nobody's paying the price. And you know why? Because it's PG-13. If this movie was R, we'd be seeing people get squashed and just fucking just destroyed. But yeah, at the end of the day, I was just disappointed. The third act was the only thing I had some enjoyment from. It was fun at that moment, but just the story and the characters, they are just, it's dumb. I didn't like it. It felt like a movie. That's the big problem with this movie, is that it feels like a movie. It just doesn't feel real. Like, the only thing that should have been unrealistic is the fact that there's monsters. But they were just as unrealistic as the idea of these people and the things that they do and the things that they say. It's just like, it's not real. The characters in Godzilla 2014, they felt real. That was a real family. They were trying to survive. Things felt real there. This is just dumb. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have to say, when it comes to Godzilla, King of the Monsters, save your money, just check this one out at Redbox. Now we just gotta wait one more year and we can see King Kong versus Godzilla. Hopefully that one will be better and there won't be some stupid James Bond villain in that movie. Let me know what you thought about this movie in the comments below. Do you agree with me at all? Do you feel like the characters were bad? Or do you like it? Let me know. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Just hit this like button over here and you can follow me on social media if you wish to do so and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds to see more. And until next time, out for you.